Welcome to my journey. We're going thrifting, but it ain't Tuesday. It's Monday. I forgot I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I won't have time to go to the Goodwill and the Nazareth because the time that my doctor is, and going to Salisbury puts me a good half hour away from where I am. That takes me a good half hour to get to the doctor, if not longer. So no chance of that. So today I'm gonna go ahead and go to Nazareth. Now I will have time in the morning because it's kind of like, oh man, hold on, I spilled my drink. It just sloshed all over. It's like kind of on the way ish, where it's not hard to get back on track if I go to Goodwill in the morning before I go to the doctor. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. So this will be like a 2-day deal. And let me see if I can get some of this over here. We're doing pizza today. Listen, golly, let me tell you. Can you see me? Hardly. So this weekend I boiled peanuts to can. I went to the farm fresh market and I seen some peanuts, and I said, are these raw? It's just a little old box lid full. Are these raw? She said, them's green. I said, oh, well, do you have any raw peanuts? Because I can raw ones, I don't can green ones. You can both, but I can raw. And she said, over in that barrel. I say, what barrel? Over in the corner where the apples and the cantaloupes are. I said, well, I don't never go over there and look in that corner because I quit buying cantaloupes. Don't know why. And she said, we've had them all summer. I said, well, I did not know that. Of course, I wouldn't have canned them this summer anyway because I had so much other stuff going on. But I went ahead and bought them, and I had to order. I was going to put them in quart jars because that's all I have left. And I'm like, nah, I really don't want to do that because then you'll have to find somewhere in the refrigerator to keep them and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm get to see the doctor tomorrow about this issue. So I ordered me some from Walmart. The price was decent. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get 2 cases because I'm not sure how many peanuts I'm going to have. Well, they were the Mainstays brand. And here I'm going to tell you, buy the Mainstays jars if you want to, but don't use them lids that come with it, them seals. The rings, okay. The seals, don't waste your time. Out of 18 jars of peanuts, 8 failed. 8 did not seal out of 18 jars. And I'm not talking just barely stuck. They were not stuck at all. It's like there was no gummy glue, whatever that stuff is, on the seal at all, because when I screwed the lid off, the seal just went sliding. So I had to re-ball them, wash my jars, start all the way over, except for I just had to ball them to get them hot to can. I didn't have to cook them, thank goodness. And recanned those yesterday because they're not something that will be compromised by canning twice. Because you cook a boiled peanut until it's good and soft anyway. So they were not soft enough that they were going to turn to mush. 45 minutes for pints, 50 minutes for quarts. So I tasted one, it was good. Out of the 8, my pressure canner will hold 7 wide mouth pints, and I had 8 because I bought the wide mouth, so that'd be easier to get the peanuts in and out. So I just put one in the refrigerator. I wasn't going to run a whole canner for 1 jar. So that was my PSA for you today. Do not use Mainstays seals. Maybe you've had good luck with them, but that right there put a bad taste in my mouth. I won't be using them anymore. I haven't checked the ones. I'm kind of nervous. I use my, when I redid them, I used my seals, the ones that I've used all summer that I've had very good luck with. I was kind of nervous to check them. It's been 12 hours. I could check them, but I'm gonna wait. I'll wait this afternoon sometime when I'm not feeling as nervous. But hopefully that'll be enough for all of us if we don't hog them up. I still got to make my pecan praline syrup. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. And then, because I bought my pecans, you remember, and I've still got one batch of salsa to make because the tomatoes are in the freezer. And then I still need to make more cranberry sauce, and the cranberries are in the freezer. Listen, on our city's Facebook page, somebody posted a cattle farm right down here in Concord, in the county. I told David, I said, honey, they've got a generations old cattle farm right down here in the country that we didn't know about. He said, what? I'm like, yes. So they're open in the evenings, like 3 days a week when he's in the bed, and then Saturday from 9 to 1. I said, well, let's go Saturday because my drink is still it has not done this. Every time I have one in here, it does not do this. For some reason, I am sloshing. So I told him, I said, let's go Saturday before you have to go down yonder. So we did. Oh, they got good looking meat. They don't raise their chickens and pork as far as I know. It's just a cattle farm. But they have hamburger, all the cuts of beef you could think you'd want, cuts of pork you think you want, chicken. Now their chicken was high. I got a pack of tenders because I wanted to taste it. I wanted to see how it tastes, but it's extremely expensive. I didn't price the pork since we were not into pork. And I didn't even price the beef. I just picked out what I wanted. I wanted to try a couple things. I wanted to try cube steak, but they were out of that. She said they'd have some Thursday. Here's the cool thing. She said if I didn't want to come out there to the store, I could call her and tell her, because down here at the farmer's market that's down the road from my house on Saturdays, she said they're at the farmer's market. I'm like, well, I did not know that. And she said, you can call me and tell me what you want, and I can send it with them, and they'll have it there for you if you don't want to come all the way out here. I said, oh my gosh. So I'm gonna call and get me some cube steak this Saturday. Let's see, yeah, because I'll be out and about. We got shredded to be, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I got a chuck roast, some stew beef, and some skirt steak, which is flank steak, because I've been wanting that, because we call them taquitos. Because when we went to that Mexican food truck way back in the day, first food truck we'd ever been to, and we were not sure what we were going to get. The menu was in Spanish. We had to ask, okay, what meats are these? Because, you know, we were not sure. We learned that lingua is tongue, so we're like, no, none of that. So we went for the beef. It was not hamburger. It was grilled or like maybe on a flat top or something, strips of beef. And they didn't call them tacos, they called them taquitos. So that's where we learned to put cilantro and onion and a squeeze of lime on top of them. And oh my gosh, what a difference. We were sold from the get-go. So that was the days where when we would go out and eat, it would be something special. So then I would come home and figure out how to make it at home so we could have it when we didn't necessarily have the money to go out and get it again. That's how I come up with a lot of my things, is trying to recreate it at home. So I come up with a recipe that does us is good, and it goes in a crock pot, and it uses flake steak or skirt steak. Have not made it in years because the price of that stuff is so outrageous. Back when we started making it, it was still a cheap cut of meat. I don't know if y'all remember that. It was a cheap cut of meat. Cheap! So we could make them frequently. Now, they're like, I don't know, $13, $14 a pound. Go to Sam's and get one of them big packs. You know how they pack everything big at Sam's? You'll have to mortgage the house for it. Well, this was $11.99 a pound, which I told David, I said, we'll take it, because that's cheaper than Food Line. And turns out, the stew beef, I think, was the same price, $7.99 a pound. And the chuck roast was 50 cents cheaper. So I was cool with that. And here's the cool thing. It's raised the same way that we raised our cow. We don't like grass-fed, yes. Grass-finished, we don't like, because to us it tastes like grass. It just always has. And so we don't eat grass-finished beef. We don't buy it. When we raised our cow, it was raised on grass, but then it was finished with sweet feed. And she told me, she was telling me how it was raised. And she said, finished with grain. I said, I give her a high five. I said, girl, I said, that's the way we raised ours. That is how you do it. She said, we do that to get rid of the grass taste. I said, yes, because it tastes like it. She said, yes, it does. So I know there's people called John. They love grass-fed beef and grass-finished beef. They love it. That's another one of those things. Me and her to be such good friends. We have so many things that are opposite. It is so funny. If we just sit down, and it's like me and David, we have things. We have, to be such a good married couple, we have things that are so different. It's crazy. That's why me and Joan are. There's things they like that we don't. Things we like that they don't. Things they do that we don't. Vice versa. It's funny. But there's no judgment from either one of us. They like what they like. We like what we like. And nobody judges the other one. Neither one of us judges the other ones. That's who we are, right? So anyway, we were excited to find that out. That they raised their cows the way we raised ours. So I can't wait to try it. I'm going to put something on the menu this coming week when I make it. I'm not sure which one I want to try first. I can't decide. I might want to try them taquitos on the weekend. But I was telling you, our town does a shredded event. They do one in the spring and one in the fall. And when I checked on when the one in the spring was coming, it happened the weekend before when I checked. So I missed it. Well, we've had a pile of stuff to shred because I just have a plastic tub, whatever, sitting over beside our printer, and anything needs to be shredded, we just toss it in there. Well, it got overflowing and it's falling in the floor. Well, I got shopping bags, the reusable shopping bags, the big ones, and each one of them is half full. So anyway, they're doing that Saturday, and it's just right down the road from the house where they do it at the public old public works place. And they just have the big shredded truck, and what they'll do is they'll get your stuff out, they'll put it all in one garbage container like we get our garbage picked up in, and then you can sit there and watch them load your garbage bin up into the truck and know for a fact that it was shredded. They don't take it and ship you on your way. They take it, they put it in there, they let you see that it's been shredded, so you have peace of mind, and then you go. And it's free. It is a free service from our town. And I greatly appreciate it because therefore, before I learned about it, we would shred. And we have so much stuff we want to shred because everything that comes in the mail offering a credit card, it gets shredded. Anything with any amount of personal information on it, it gets shredded. All of it gets shredded. And that was just too much. I would sit there and I would just shred and shred and shred. And I'm like, no, we're going to do this shredded event. So now I look forward to it. So I've got my bags sitting at the back porch telling myself, do not forget that Saturday is shredded day. So I was saying, what else can I do? What was I saying? Well, I'd be out Saturday, I'd do something. Oh, I can go to the farmer's market and pick up that cube steak. Listen, they had fatback. I needed some. David, he wouldn't eat it because it's pork, which I don't actually know if he eats. I don't need to turn my signal on. I don't know that he eats fatback. Listen, growing up, sometimes fatback was your meat. Y'all, listen, some of y'all know where I'm coming from. Fatback was your meat. And remember, I told you, did y'all see it on my grocery haul, or did I pick it up on one of my mid-week trips where I just had to go pick up something? It might have been my mid-week trip, because every now and then there'll be something I forgot or whatever, and I'll have to like run to the store. And when it starts getting this time of year, I start looking for hog jows, because honey, don't run in front of me. That's right. Them things get gone because people in these parts love their hog jows. So when you see them, you better get them. So I seen them, and I got 2 packs and put them in the freezer so we would have our New Year's Day hog jows, because that's what we have with our New Year's Day dinner, lunch, whatever. And I was in there the other day. I had to go get some stuff, and I thought, well, let me look and see what the hog jowl situation is. Not a one in the store, not a one. And I like the pre-sliced one. Used to, you could just get the ones you had to slice yourself, and you can never get them even. I never could. So then they started selling the pre-sliced ones, and that's pretty much most what they sell. They still do sell some whole ones, but yeah. I need to get over. Somebody's got somebody pulled. Listen, down here, they'll get you. Come on. They'll get you. You got them blinking lights over on that side from the emergency vehicles. You better get your hind end over, because they will give you a ticket. I learned that the hard way. I done told y'all before. Guess what? I'm gonna tell y'all again. A couple years ago, on the main road, after you go down our road, there's a main cut through from Concord to Kannapolis called Kannapolis Parkway. Well, I was just going to pick us up something. It seems like I was going to pick us up something to eat over at that direction. That's where the senior citizen Goodwill is, and all kind of stuff. Well, I went, and there was police cars everywhere you looked. Different kinds, like state, county, city. I'm like, what is going on? So I go on, I get my thing, I come back, and I know, before this, I know that when there is a police or wrecker, any kind of service vehicle over here with the lights on, you better get over in another lane. If not, slow down if you can, okay? So they were staging this stuff. These were setups. There was a wrecker and a police car sitting over there with the lights on. I'm like, oh, I better get over. Well, there's so much traffic on that road. I tried to get over. There was so much traffic to the left of me, there was no way for me to even squeeze in. So I did slow down because I knew the law. Well, I just passed, and all of a sudden, here comes this whoop whoop. Pulled another one in front of me and then waved me over to the side of the road. So I pulled in, and he came over on this side of the thing, telling me I'm supposed to pull over. I said, well, I couldn't. I said, I tried. I said, and I just told him. I wasn't hateful, but I was not going to play dumb. Like, just let him, tell me something that I didn't do when I know I did it. I'm just not that person. And I said, I tried. There was no way under the sun I could get over there. Well, then you have to slow down and show intent. I did. I had my turn signal on. I slowed down. I still got it wasn't nothing that goes as a ticket. It was a warning. So, my gosh, I will about jump up on your top of your vehicle to get in another lane when I see one of them over there, because I ain't trying to get no ticket. Listen. It's a wonder I didn't about get myself in jail one day. It's been a number of years ago, when I was I think I've used the word volatile for y'all before. My registration had run out, and at this point in time, we had money struggles. I had not gotten my registration, so the cop pulls me. Okay, I get the ticket, fine. Well, when I get the money, I had to go, because where we were living, we were in Rowan County, so I had to come up here to Salisbury to get it, to pay my ticket and get my registration, because I got a ticket. He gave me a ticket. He didn't give me no warning. He gave me a ticket. Well, I wasn't happy about that. Well, the naivete of myself kind of blows my mind, because the day I had the money, I had the paperwork and everything, because you had to take them your what's it, the inspection. So you had to take them your paperwork and go up here and pay your fine, get your stuff. So I had it sitting right here in my seat, okay? I go, and this is when the police station was on Main Street in the old funeral home. So I'm going that way because that's the way I'm driving to go up to Salisbury. Well, right in front of the police station, I get pulled. I'm like, I didn't do anything. It comes up, and it is that same cop that gave me the ticket. And he come up and he said, he was not a nice one, I'll just put it that way. And he rubbed me the wrong way. And we had some words. And I told him, I said, do you see, I'm literally on my way to the courthouse right now. Here's my paperwork. He gave me another ticket. It's embarrassing to say, but I snatched that paper out of his hand, and I was very rude to him. He was very rude to me. We barked at each other. And when I pulled off, my heart sunk into my stomach, and I said, you know what? He could have just arrested you for whatever it's called to a police officer. He could have just arrested you. And I'm like, girl, you need to take it down a notch. But I was so mad, I just could not see straight. He could have let me slide, because he knew I told him I was on my way. He could have said, okay, I'll let you go this time, but next time I catch you, you're going to get a ticket. Nope. Give me that ticket anyway. So my kids will still pick on me about that. They give me a nickname. I can't tell you, because now it's it would be considered hate speech. It would. In the world we live in, it would be considered hate speech. And so I'm not even going to tell you what they call me, because that was back when things were not like they are now. They just were not. So anyway, listen. Me and Jacob was out there. They had to come Friday. Remember I told you? So me and him was out there playing on the porch, and he was playing in my car. I pulled my car around the front because he likes to play in my car. He plays in Papa's, but he likes to play in mine. So I said, well, let me pull the car around here and you can play in it. So I was sitting on the front porch. Well, I come in to do something, and I come back out, and I sit down, and I feel something soft and furry on my leg, and I jumped. And out comes this cat. It's like it wasn't a kitten, but it wasn't a full cat. It was a teenager, I guess. It was a young cat. Black and white, cute as could be. I'm like, where did you come from? People around my neighborhood do not have loose animals. Oh my gosh. There are not loose animals in my neighborhood. There's just not anywhere. We're fortunate for that. I could not get it to leave, and I told David, I said, I know it's hungry, but I learned the hard way when a number of years back we had a stray dog show up, and we fed it because he was starving to death. And I called animal control, and they said, well, once you feed it, he's yours. If it's a stray and it comes to your, at least in my county, if it's a stray and it comes to your house and you feed it, you have claimed it. It is your responsibility. So I finally got them to get that dog. I hated to do it, but we didn't want a dog. We wasn't going to have it in the house, and we weren't going to keep it outside. We didn't want a dog. Just like this. I don't want a cat. David don't do animals in the house, and at this stage in my life, I'm not going to do an animal in the house, because I don't want to keep up with it. And I was out there doing stuff on the porch, like repotting a plant, watering plants, and taking them in the house, and he was under my feet. It's one I didn't break my neck. I don't know if it's a he or she. I just kept calling it he. And I know it was hungry, but I told David, I said, I can't feed it because then it's ours, and then we got to figure out what to do with it. I said, he said, are you going to call? I said, well, I'm going to wait and give it a day, because it was Friday. I said, I'm going to wait and give it over the weekend and see if it'll just go away. Well, Saturday or Friday evening, I had to get something off the porch, I went back out there because I forgot to put one of my plants, my little fall foliage thing, up on one of my tables. So I went out there to do that. He was sitting in my chair. I said, oh my gosh, you cannot still be here. So Saturday morning, I said, well, let me look and see. I went out there and he was gone. And he ain't, knock on wood, he ain't been back. So hopefully, he had to be somebody's pet. He either got loose or they put him out, because he was the most lovingest, sweetest cat you've ever seen. Rubbing all over Jacob and doing his little head, and just, oh my gosh, he was so loving, loved to be rubbed and touched and everything. So he was either an escapee or somebody put him out, one or the other. I kept telling him, I said, honey, go find your home. You got to find your home. So maybe he went and found his home because he left. But hopefully he went somewhere and found him some food. Somebody that might want to claim him as their own. I know that sounds hard-hearted, but I'm not taking responsibility for a cat that's not mine, that then all of a sudden it's mine to try to find somewhere for it to live. So that was my Friday excitement. I think I might go to Habitat today too, look for some more Christmas ornaments. Because I mean, I got some, but I don't have enough to cover the tree. So I'm gonna see if they got any more here, and then go to Habitat and see if they got any more. My Goodwills are not having any. What they have, if they do, they're all new, brand new looking stuff, and I don't want none of that. I want something that, even if it ain't vintage, that it looks vintage. That's what I'm going for. That's the look I'm going for. So anyway, well, I am almost here, so I will just get off of here, and I'll see you back whenever I have something to show you. Well, I got to Nazareth, and I don't come on Mondays, and I don't pay attention to the sign. They don't open till 1 o'clock on Monday. So it looks like I'm gonna have to come tomorrow after the doctor. Because I don't have anything to do for 4 hours, well, 3.5 now, up here in Salisbury. So that was a bust. But I come on over here to Habitat. I wanted to look, like I told you, for some more Christmas ornaments, but I found something. See, this big long thing was $3. David told me when we grilled those burgers week before last, whatever it was, he says, write yourself a note to get me one of them long handled spatulas. He said, about burnt my hand up. We got a good heavy duty one, but it's only about like yay long. He said he about burnt his hand up. So when I saw that, there was 2 of them hanging there. The other one didn't look good. This one looked really good. So for $3, that's a savings. I know that is a savings. And then they always have some buggies up in the, I call it the man section. It's where all the hardware and the paint and the glue and nuts and bolts, all that kind of stuff is. They always have buggies there, stuff that's priced that just hadn't been put out on the shelf. It's just, some of it's junk. And some of it is pretty good. I've got things out of there before. But look what I found today. I was quite pleased with this purchase. Looky there. Pantene Daily Moisturizer, Pantene Pro V Daily Moisturizer. $5. A shampoo and a conditioner. You can't get, that's $2.50 per thing. You can't beat that with a stick, and brand new, never been opened. Look at that. So you know I went for that. Yes, I did. But that's all I got in there. So I'm happy with it. I think now, because I have not been to my Dollar Tree in quite some time, the one that I usually stop at when I'm up here, I think I'll go in and see what they got. There was something I was needing from Dollar Tree. I put it on my grocery list. I'll have to see if it's on my Alexa app. But I haven't gone back to see if there's more Halloween stuff out. And I haven't been to this one up here, I don't think, since Halloween stuff has come out. So that's where I'm going to go next, to the Dollar Tree. All right, we're back home. It's still Monday. I had to go to CVS, pick up some things. And then I went by my Goodwill. Didn't find anything. But I thought I would show you what I did get at the Dollar Tree, because I did go. It's not a ton of stuff, but it was too much to show in the car. Now, there's 3, 4 things that are mine, and the rest is Jacob's. So I picked up a barbecue sauce while we were in there, because we really like this, the Bullseye. And then check these out. Listen, their Halloween section is pitiful. Pitiful. There's nothing of interest. There's probably new stuff, but it's not cool new stuff. I don't like their Halloween section this year at all. They really went backwards. But I did find these little hands to put on the table, scatter around like with our little bones and things. So I did get one of those. And then look what they had. I love these ever since I was a kid. You don't find them there all the time, but I got them. These are so good. I know y'all remember these from a kid. They're just called crunchy peanut butter bars. I don't know what we called them as kids, but I know y'all remember them. So I got me 2 packs. And then the rest of this is for Jacob because the three of them, Holly, Nathan, and Jacob, are in a wedding Halloween. So she's not going to get to take him trick-or-treating. And that just bums me out. There's like a trunk or treat she might get to take him to, but that's not going to be Halloween trick-or-treating. You know what I mean? That'll be some other weekend or whatever. So, Momo's fixing a treat bag. But I got this. There's two of them. I only need one. But unless I fill it up, then I'll give him two. So I picked up the little treat bags. They're paper bags. And then this is, oh, these are for Halloween. Just because I have cauldrons. But I saw something, and I can't remember what it was. I'm like, we might need to make that for our party. So I picked these up just in case I find it or run across it. Maybe I cut it out and put it in my book. I don't know. I've got some Halloween things I need to look through to see if there's anything new or whatever. But anyway, I got these. So those are mine. But then for him, I got this Party Puffs cotton candy, a little 3-pack of cotton candy. And then this thing of cotton candy. He likes cotton candy because Holly got some of this like this for his birthday party. She said, boy, he was tearing it up. She found them for $1 at Pop Shelf. This was, what, $1.25, $1.50? I don't know. It was either $1.25, $1.50. But it's candy corn flavor. So, we'll see. It all just tastes like sugar. And then he loves these things. I have these here at the house. He loves these. They're just individually wrapped gummies. And for some reason, he absolutely loves them. So they had them again this year. And he loves Tic Tac. So I got a Tic Tac to put in there. And then he loves suckers. So I got him and these are the kind we're used to. The faces used to be on the sucker. This is just on the package. So there's the pumpkins and the ghosts and the Frankensteins and the witches. And what we do last year when I had them, we made a game out of it. I'd twist it, break the top. I'm saying, oh, it's losing his face. It's losing his face. And he would pull the thing down and just laugh because his face was coming off. So he got some more of those. And then these are Boo-Bling. I don't know if they're bracelets. Oh, it's bracelets and rings. Bracelets and rings. Okay, well that'll be good because he loves crunchy candy. He loves crunch candy. So I got him those. And then I also got him one of these because I thought he might like those. And then that's all. So wasn't much I wouldn't have got hardly anything at all if I wasn't making him a little Halloween bag. So that is all that I have today, and I will be going back out tomorrow. I'll probably go to the Goodwill before my doctor's appointment and then leave straight from there and go to the doctor's and then go back up to Nazareth after the doctor. Because, I mean, I got to have Nazareth. It ain't even 1 o'clock. It ain't even 11. It's 11:30. And I still would be trying to find something to do. And I've done been to Concord and everything. There's not that much to do in Salisbury. So I guess I'll just have to drive on back up there tomorrow. So I won't get my 10% no, tomorrow is Tuesday. I will get my 10% discount if I find anything. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Okay, we're back to day 2. It's Tuesday. I have time to go to the Goodwill before I go to the doctor because it's like kind of the same direction but off a little bit, if that makes sense. And then after the doctor, I'll head up to Nazareth because I did miss them yesterday. But really nothing happened between when I got home yesterday and when I'm talking to y'all this morning to even talk about anything on the way. Except, do you notice I got my witch hats on? I think these were like, honestly, my first Halloween earrings I ever bought, I think. I'm pretty sure. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I got them at Walmart's. So I was doing, speaking of Walmart's, I was getting David's order this morning because I won't see him before he goes to bed. And he wants breakfast bowls. He's liking this meal prep. He got his meal prep out this morning that I did him this weekend. I said, does it feel nice not to cook? He said, oh yeah. Because he comes in, he's tired. He's just driven over 500 miles, plus add the time in for hooking and dropping and all the things he has to do and in the traffic. So he's gone like 10 hours. he works like 10 hours. Well, he's tired when he comes in, especially on Tuesday. Monday, I fuss at him, but I finally have quit after all these years because it don't do no good. He sleeps Sunday night like regular at nighttime, and then when he gets up Monday morning, he does his laundry, and then he don't go to bed until 4 o'clock. Well, then he gets up at 7 o'clock. And I fussed at him, that's not enough sleep. He said, but I slept all night, I can't sleep. So he works all night. He'll stop sometimes and get him a little nap. They can't stop him, say nothing to him. If they're tired, they let them stop and get a nap. And then when he comes home Tuesday mornings, he crashes. He is so wore out. It's a vicious cycle he has from Monday to Tuesday, but that's how it shakes out. So I know this morning, listen, he just finished eating. I ate leftover meatloaf. It was good. And he's probably, listen, I just left the house. He's probably already fell asleep. Look, this morning I got my pumpkin spice cold brew. It kind of tastes funny because I got some new mouthwash. It's that I don't use mouthwash because it burns. My mouth is highly sensitive, and so I've been for a long time seeing that Listerine Total Zero, zero alcohol, not Total Zero, zero alcohol Total. David uses a Total. He don't care, it don't burn him. He don't care if it does burn him. His daddy always said if it don't burn, it don't work, because his daddy used Listerine. I think his daddy would wash his hands in Listerine to kill germs. That's old timers ways right there, you know. And so I got me some yesterday. I had to stop at CVS, and it don't taste good. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like Listerine, but it don't burn. But it leaves that, it don't leave that fresh feeling in your mouth as much as it leaves that disgusting Listerine taste in your mouth. And even after I just ate meatloaf, I can still tell it's there. So maybe if I drink enough of this drink, it'll. People just wait to the last minute to merge into one lane, don't they? Maybe it'll ease up. They had a big old yard sale down here Saturday. This here, it's pretty new, and it's where you have to be wealthy to live. They had a community yard sale. I didn't get to come because I was busy, but I would have liked to seen that. I bet I could have found something I didn't need. Listen, let me tell you. Okay, we were talking about David's breakfast. He said, what's them things you used to put in the bowl? I said, breakfast bowls? He said, yeah. So he decided he wants that. I said, well, you know what? When I was in a cleaning out mood the other week ago or whatever, I said, I think I might have got rid of my breakfast bowls because I have so many different bowls. And I went over there and looked, I'm like, yeah, I saved the small ones. I didn't save the ones big enough for breakfast bowls. So guess what? It is true. They say when you have something that you don't use, when you get rid of it, you're going to find out you needed it. I ain't used them in forever. I ain't used them since whenever the last time I prepped a breakfast bowl, because I don't think I put nothing else in them, because I had them glass things. So I got rid of them, and now I need them. He said, we can just put in one big bowl, I'll scoop it out. I'm like, no, that defeats the whole purpose of a breakfast bowl to just pop in the microwave. Which I know he could, but no. So I guess I'll be, I should have wrote, well, I'll see my list. I'll have to order him some from Walmart, so I reckon. I did go to BJ's yesterday. I did do that. Went in, and because I'm doing another prep this Saturday for just odds and ends. So I'm gonna make a video of that. Just things you could have in the freezer that help you get ready and do your things a little quicker and easier, especially if you don't feel like it. Which I'll tell you, I wasn't feeling good yesterday. I think I jinxed myself because I went to BJ's and I bought some chicken that I needed to do. And I come in, and instead of putting it in the refrigerator like I typically would, so I'll deal with it tomorrow or whenever, I went ahead and did it. Got it in the freezer. I told David, I said, did you notice? I didn't even put it off. I come home and did it. And then I just started feeling bad. I wasn't feeling good at all. I went to bed last night at 8:30. I've been trying to stay up till 9, which is good for me. Listen, sometimes I go to bed at 8. I've gone to bed at 7 before, back when I really wasn't feeling good. And but I went to bed at 8:30 because I just didn't feel good. Slept till 8:30 this morning. That's 12 hours. I told him the earlier I go to bed, the longer I sleep. I don't understand that. It looks like the earlier I go to bed, the earlier I'd wake up because I had enough, but I always sleep later when I go to bed early. If I stay up 9 o'clock, sometimes, depends on if I'm watching something on YouTube, I can stay up to 9:30 and I crash out, but then I'm up at like 2 in the morning. I'm trying to think maybe it was the day before because I was up at 2 in the morning. Sat up for like 3 hours and went back to bed for an hour, got up at 6, something like that. But I've been having these waking up in the middle of the night things like I used to do, but at least I do get sleepy enough to lay back down for another hour or two depending on how much time I got. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. I just was wore out from the night. I just hope it ain't anything with this bipolarness. I ain't trying to jinx it, but when you've lived with it as long as I have, you know how the things happen. And I don't want to say it because I don't want to speak it into existence. But that shot in the arm I got on vacation has been, oh my gosh, it's been a major shot in the arm. It has been awesome around my house because I have been doing stuff. And I told David, I said, what if that was a manic phase and now I'm slipping into a depressive stage? That don't mean necessarily that I'm sitting around crying. That just means the manic is up here and the depression is down here. I said, what if it's that? Could it be that? He says, well, I hope not. I said, well, I hope not too. But I'm living in this body. Listen, those manic stages and depressive stages, they can go or they can go up a while and down a while. Before he got this last medicine fix, and even still then I was tired and stuff all the time, but I don't know that that had anything to do with depression, but it did. Well, that's part of it. I was down for a long time, but then when he got my medicine fixed, at least I quit the crying and all that kind of stuff. I was still just tired because, like we've talked before, if you're not doing anything, it's easier to keep not doing it. And so, but I hope maybe, because like I said, I don't really feel that great this morning. I sound energetic, but my body's not feeling that way. Excuse me. So I don't know. I hope I didn't just jinx it, call it up, because you know I believe in all that. Listen, I've been superstitious about things about my whole life, but especially about jinxing and calling up. I believe in that stuff. I do. Y'all can ridicule me if you want to, but I do. So anyway, well, I'll be over here in a few minutes, so if I get anything, I'll show you. Oh yeah, that's gonna, listen, if I don't do nothing but run in here and run out like I usually do, I'm gonna be to the doctor real early. I probably could have waited longer to leave the house, but it's a good half hour away, and I like to be there early. But anyway, I'll just cut this off and talk to you whenever. Well, that didn't take me long. I'm gonna be to the doctor way early, but I did pick up a few things. I sang about no more candles, but I bought this one. Pretty Christmassy, and I can't really tell the smell. I don't know if it says, oh, fresh balsam. I don't know where it come from, but it was regular $6.99. I got it for $3.99, 25% off of that, so $3. That to me, that's a good deal for these big candles, and that's 2 wicks. But I thought that'd be good for the Christmas. I don't think I'm only going to decorate my porch and my tree. I don't feel like putting nothing else up. I just don't. I don't know why. I just don't. And then I did find these. Speaking of my porch, I think these were $1 a piece, and then 25% off of that. These are like the ones you get at Dollar Tree, but these are not Dollar Tree. I can tell because they're bigger. I don't think they're not as stiff as the ones at the Dollar Tree. But there's this one. You put them on your outdoor cushions. So there's this one. I got lucky to have 4 because I have 4 chairs with 4 pillows. And this one. And this one. And this one. So, yeah, they must have been like 75 cents a piece because I got them for, everything was $6 and some change. So, I thought that was not bad. Listen, that's cheaper than buying a brand new one at Dollar Tree if they even have it. Listen, I'm telling you, I don't remember when I did my haul yesterday from the Dollar Tree because I did stop at the Dollar Tree. And I did do a haul when I got home. I can't remember if I told y'all or if I told David. If I told y'all, I'm going to tell you again. Their Halloween section has just really disappointed me this year. Very, very much so. There's new things, but nothing I'm interested in. And there's like nothing really cool. So, I'm not a fan of the Halloween section this year. That's why y'all not been seeing big Halloween Dollar Tree hauls like you usually do, because there's just nothing. I don't know what happened this year. They really dropped the ball on Halloween this year. And what they do have, they up to $1.50. So, I mean, I have bought stuff, but there's nothing else that's come up. So, anyway, I'm decorating. I don't need anything, but I do go look just to make sure something new didn't come out. Let's see which. Okay, I'll get this thing. I'm trying to think, where am I going from here to get there? 10 till 10, and my appointment's at 11:15, so I like to be there at 11, so I'm going to be early. The one good thing is, if I get caught in traffic, that's one good reason to leave early, because this one road hooks our 2 towns together, and there's always truck traffic on that road, and so there's always slowdowns. So just because I say I'm gonna get there early doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna get there early. But perfect time to turn my camera off and listen to my music. So I'll see you back for something. Well, I was up here real early. I was closer to the road I need to come on from the Goodwill than I was when I'm at my house. No traffic, nothing. And I know there's a Goodwill just right down the road from my doctor. I never come because they were doing construction on this road, and you couldn't get out. You had to go down there, turn around. It was a mess. But I said, today I'm early, I'm gonna try it. Well, they finished construction. They got a light out here to go out at, so it's cool. The main road out there is still construction. That's what they do around here. They just start it, and then they never seem to ever get around to finishing anything. But I do remember the last time I came, which was years ago, they didn't hardly have anything, and the same was today. And this is a rich town, you know what I mean? This is near Lake Norman, and so you think they would have better stuff than what they had, and what they had was just so sparse. But I found one thing. Now these are not, oh no, one's broke, I didn't notice. Oh well, anyway, I still got 4. Martha Stewart, they're not vintage by any means, but they were 49 cents. And when I got up there, she said it was like 40 cents or something. I said, oh, I said, is there a discount today? She said, yeah. I said, well, what is it? She said, 55 and over, 25% off. And I guess she could tell I was. I said, oh, I said, well, ours do that too. I didn't know. I said, y'all must be in the same district. So I got them for like 40 cents. It's like 10 cents a bulb. I can do that. Like I said, they're not vintage, but look how pretty they are. I think that's going to go nicely with the stuff that I've been buying. What did I pay? Oh, I paid 40 cents, period. So I saved 12 cents. Isn't that cool? If I could have found more stuff, it would have been nice. I was going to look at clothes before I even knew. I didn't know there was a sale. But they don't have their plus size, because 2X is still a plus size. They don't have them separated. And I'm not going to shop by color, because I don't know what color shirt I want. I look if it's my size, if I like it or not. I don't say I want a green shirt and I'm going to look for a shirt that is my size. I don't shop like that, so I did not look at the clothes because I walked around, could not find anything plus size section, so I did not. Well, I'm 10 minutes at the most, depending on the lights, from my doctor. It's only 10:30. My appointment's at 11:15. But there was nothing in there to walk around and look at. There was hardly anything on the shelves. So I guess I'll just go and sit in the waiting room. And I did not bring my earbuds because I was not thinking about it. My new earbuds I got for the doctors, didn't bring them. So maybe I'll just go sit out in the parking lot and listen to music or watch YouTube videos or something. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get off here and go to the doctor. Well, I'm back home. I went to the doctor and then I just went on up to Nazareth. I didn't record anything, but I did just get a couple things at Nazareth that I wanted to show you, and then we'll wrap this video up. So hold on, I'm gonna turn you around. Okay, you know, as much as I have Pioneer Woman stuff, I have never had her cookbooks, ever. So I got Pioneer Woman Cooks the Holidays, Year Holidays, and then I got Pioneer Woman Come and Get It. So they were $3 a piece, and you know, it's 10% off day, so I got that. And then look at all these. This is a whole bunch of magazines, all cooking magazines. So that is what I got at Nazareth, and I hope you enjoyed this video. You're seeing this, I always have to think to myself, you're seeing this Thursday, so I will see you tomorrow for weigh-in.